Hello, welcome to Everyday Experts. I am the person playing your host today. Sometimes I go by Sir Joker, sometimes I go by Joker, sometimes I go by Mr. Sir Joker, sometimes I go by Achille. Today, I am Achille Iacovetta. That's for enunciation purposes. And my guest today is a man who's behind a lot of things, a lot of projects. He actually made the thumbnail for Everyday Experts, which I'm very appreciative of. It came out very good. I think it was 80% me and 20% his talent, or something like that. It could be the other way around, but you know, who's keeping track? You know, we're not nitpicking here. I don't know what he does. I think he's a spy. I think he's a IT person. I feel like he's a stalker. I don't have a lot of things to go. So Mr. Jake is not somebody that I actually did a pre-interview with. So we're going to just wing it. And because he's hard to tie down for more than an hour. So one of the very nicest people I know in the whole world who is always willing to help someone. Everyday Experts welcomes Mr. Jake Iacovetta.
Achille. What up, man?
Hey, how are you, sir?
I can't complain, man. It's another day in, well, I can't say paradise because it's Alabama, but it's another day.
Let me shout out the people. Mr. Nails, Mr. Iacovetta, Mr. Bainbridge, Frenchie, cheers. The captain. Hello, captain. Mr. Munoz, of course, our engineer extraordinaire. Mr. Kramer. B. Lee making a guest appearance. Hola. Everybody out to see the man, the myth, the legend.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I would.
I would go farther.
We could see who goes the furthest.
Okay.
So, sir.
Sir.
Are we ready to take flight?
Always, man. That's why I'm
First
here.
question. I'm sure you've seen the show maybe once or twice. I don't know if you've seen it for more than 10 minutes.
Nah, I don't watch this shit.
Okay.
I'm playing.
I don't either. First question. If you could be a wolf, a werewolf, a vampire, a zombie, a ghost, a serial killer, or a witch, which one would you be and why? Yes, the witch is new.
Can I get a JTE on the options?
You can answer the question and then you can do a caveat.
No, I want a repeat of the options.
Ghost, vampire, zombie, a werewolf or wolf, a serial killer, or a witch.
I mean, I guess I'd have to go vampire.
Why would you go to? You already are a vampire. Why would you pick a vampire, sir?
Well, first, so I could be in the same league as Dorina, possibly, and also for the long life. You know, why would I be a zombie? You know, one shot to the head, you're gone.
Hands down, that's probably one of the worst options of them all.
Yeah, I'd say vampire. Get that long life, experience different time periods and all of that.
I like it. What is Jimmy Nail saying? What nonsense? This list seems a little longer every time. It's not longer every time, Jimmy. If you actually watch the show, you would know. And I did give the caveat that I added witch.
Oh, yeah, and Lego. She's also a vampire. So,
well, Captain's the captain of all things dark and mysterious. So we were having an interesting conversation, and we're going to get to your your daddy proclivities in a minute. But what I want to know, what was it like growing up, Jake? Were there 7 of you running around? And by 7, I mean 7 different personalities. What was it like growing up, Jake?
Nah, it's just been the singular personality. I'm not split over here, but
I like it.
It was interesting. Grew up like pretty much. Shut up, Jimmy. Grew up in a military family. My mom married my bitch ass ex stepdad when I was like 3.
Mm-hmm.
So from an early age, like I lived in Hawaii when I was 3, then moved to Alabama, then
I know you were in Germany,
Tennessee, yeah, then Germany for like 9 years, something like that. Getting to experience all those different areas and cultures, like it was interesting, and I'm glad that I did because it shaped how I see the world instead of just living in one place my entire life.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been, I've lived in Georgia, Alabama again, obviously, Texas for a couple years. So I moved around and just experienced a lot of different shit, and it just gave me a different outlook than a lot of people might have.
Now, being that you're a very open-minded and very helpful, you like to, you're the guy, you're that friend. My car broke down, I need you to come tow me out or carry me on your back for 5 miles. I feel like, maybe not me because I'm a little bit bigger than you, but most other humans. Do you think that being around the different cultures helped shape how you are more understanding and willing to help people?
Yeah, 100%. Especially growing up in Germany, because everybody over there, it was more of a sense of community. It wasn't, I'm going to get mine and I don't care about what anybody else does, like it is in America, especially today. Fuck you, Brandy. But I was born there, okay? But yeah, in Germany and Europe in general, and being able to travel around Europe, my formative years, I saw that there was that sense of community and people wanted to help each other. And it, like here, I don't know any of my neighbors. I don't care to. But over there, I knew my entire town.
Oh, wow.
Like it was completely different. We would have like town fests and shit like once a month, and everybody just got together, had a good time. If anybody needed anything, everybody came together.
Being able to, because it's a lot easier to get around Europe than it is the United States.
Oh yeah.
Did you have a favorite place in Europe that I don't know if you frequented or only went like once or twice?
Paris sucks balls. I will say that.
Really?
I went on my senior class trip in high school. We went to Paris, and the only adult was the bus driver, who was German. So we didn't have any chaperones or anything. They just let us loose on the city, and I hate that city. It smells like piss. Those people are rude. I'd say favorite place, either Val Thorens in France, which is a ski resort, and it's awesome, or St. Moritz in Switzerland was pretty dope. And I really liked Italy too. That was a good time.
I've heard awesome things about Italy.
Yeah, and that was another school trip. That was when I was in like 6th grade. We went and spent a week in Italy. We went to Rome and Pisa and everywhere. That was the type of experience I got to have. Was like that was a normal thing.
Yeah.
Was just, hey, let's go to France or let's go to Italy or Switzerland or Austria for a week or a weekend. You can't do that shit here.
No.
Well, so that just opened my mind.
Would you say that you are more cultured than you might ocularly look up to people?
Dude, I smoke Pall Malls and drink Bud Light. I am not cultured.
You are, though.
I'm experienced in the world, but I'm not like going to fucking art museums and operas. I'm not what you would consider cultured by that standard.
By your standard. That's why
I have that experience. I've lived my whole life in the South, and I'm lazy and I drink a lot. That is not culture.
Okay. We can agree to disagree, and you can be like Jimmy Nails and be wrong. It's okay though. So growing up in the South, what is it? How is it to experience all the different cultures like on the internet? And I know you've been on the internet for a long time, but as opposed to in Europe, you can go there and actually be part of the cultures. But here, you kind of get snapshots of different cultures. Is it different? Is it the same? Is it fun? Is it just?
Well, really, I grew up in Germany from third grade, third grade through graduating high school. So I didn't really grow up in the South other than 2 years in Tennessee. So I didn't really see too much of a difference as a kid. And a lot of those experiences that I had growing up in Europe, I don't think I really fully appreciated until I was older. Like if I was aware of the world the way I am now, back then I would have done a lot more. I would have traveled more. I would have gone to more places. But as far as society and things like that, I wasn't thinking about that shit back then. But it got instilled into me afterwards.
Brandy has explained he made Justin and I go close to him to hang out because he didn't want to drive 20 minutes. He's a lazy person. I think that's strategery, as our
that is
ex-president
not
said.
what happened. That is not what happened. Okay, so Brandy was staying like halfway between me and Justin. So, and Justin works in my city, and so I was like, you know what? When you get off work, go pick up Brandy, and we'll go hit up a spot where she's at because it's halfway between us. I was trying to be convenient for everybody involved. It wasn't me not wanting to drive, even though I didn't want to drive.
Oh boy! So
I was trying to do everybody a favor, Miss B. Lee.
He's trying to do everybody a favor, being very open to help. I like that.
But everything we did was very, very close to my house. So
listen, don't hate the player, hate the game. You got what you needed done. I respect that.
Yeah, I whooped their ass. It is what it is.
You said that your mother married your bitch ass stepfather at 3. Was your father not in your life, not around? If you don't want to answer it, that's fine. I get it.
I'd rather not get too deep into that.
Okay.
I have absolutely no recollection of him, but that is so I can't speak on anything that happened pre my memory. I will say that in 2016, I found out that I had a half brother by him, and we didn't know each other existed.
Wow.
And I hit him up on Facebook, and I can't imagine how jarring that had to be. I was like, "Hey, man, was this your dad's name? I think we might be brothers." And I guess it took a day or two for him to get back to me. And I guess he was talking to his family members and trying to figure it all out. And he was like, yeah, we're brothers. So we got to talking a little bit, and turns out we both were involved in music for a long time. We both pretty much have the exact same sense of humor. We are so similar, it's ridiculous. And so I flew him down here, and we went to Panama City Beach for a week with some of my extended, like not blood fam, but my fam from Kentucky. And we just hit it off immediately. And he's a dope individual, and I'm glad that we got to know each other.
I'm happy for you. And you guys have stayed in touch?
Yeah, yeah. He usually calls me when I'm working, and then I forget to call him back. But yeah,
Sounds like Jake. That's awesome.
nah, he's a cool ass dude, man.
So are you. He runs in a family apparently.
Thank you.
What so clearly you grew up around your mom. You and mom were really close.
Mm-hmm. Still are. She's like 50 feet away from me. Damn, you lose Joe? Oh, there you go.
No. No, I was putting my headphones in. Sorry.
Yeah, I
My
mean, she's pretty
iPad seems
much
to glitch.
the only actual family that I know, other than Justin. So,
Oh wow.
I mean, yeah, we're super close.
That's awesome. That's right, John
Like I said,
Danbridge.
we're fostering 4 new cats.
Oh yeah. Okay. So since you took us there, in your proclivities to be a dad, apparently, um,
No,
how
I
did
hate kids.
me too. How did how did you like animals though? You have a
Oh
cat,
yeah,
right? Yeah, you had a cat,
well,
right?
yeah. Lost 2 during pandemic time. We got 1 left.
Okay. So how did we fall in love with animals? Were those the only things that would talk to you when you were, bouncing around from city to city?
Now, I see what you're trying to do there, but no. Uh, well, actually, there might be some kind of truth to that because
Okay.
the animals moved with us.
Oh, okay.
So friends were, I'd only know them for like a year or two and move on,
Right.
but the pets stayed with us. So I guess maybe that did make me the animal lover that I am today. But yeah, after having those 3 for so long and it went down to 1, this one's so bored and depressed. We were like, okay, maybe try fostering some and it'll make it
Mm-hmm.
interesting. So picked up a mama cat and 3 kittens today. Going to foster them for 2 weeks and we'll see how that goes.
Is it fostering to keep them or fostering to kick them
Mm-mm.
out?
No, fostering to get them socialized and possibly be around other animals. And but like they got picked up off the street like a week ago. So they don't know, they're strays basically, and it took a few
Mm.
hours, but now they're starting to kind of warm up to us.
Oh, that's awesome. So is it fair to
Oh, the
say?
my
Oh,
current cat fucking hates them. Had to shut her in a room and we keep hearing her hiss.
it's your cat. I expect no less.
Yeah,
Are you going to let them socialize at all, or you're not going to try?
it's gonna be slow. You
Yeah.
gotta let them get used to each other's smells or
Mm.
scents, and then you gotta kind of just let them see each other from a distance, and then you kind of slowly do the physical interaction.
Mm. That makes sense. That's like with kids. Um, so I want to go back to the music thing, but I do want to touch on. You seem to put out an aura, an effervescence that you're mean or caustic or abrasive or curt, but you seem to also have this duality to you where you're actually a very nice human being. Which one is the real Jake?
Okay, I am not. I'm not mean or caustic.
I didn't say you
I
were. I said you put that aura out.
No. I give people that I like a lot of shit. I'm very sarcastic, and it can be seen as confrontational from the
Mm-hmm.
outside, but the people that I'm talking to, they know that where I'm really coming from. And it's
Mm-hmm.
always in a joking manner, except for there's been a few times where, yes, Brandy, I know. Um, I have been kind of pissy with people, a little more than they deserve, and I get that. I mean, everybody has those moments, but I mean, really, I love everybody until they give me a reason not to. And if I really have a place for you in my heart, then you're gonna catch a lot of shit from me.
High
Just because
praise from the
that's who I
captain.
am.
Could you bring that's high praise coming from the captain. The captain doesn't like many humans. So that's a very illustrious crowd. I do want to ask you, you had mentioned that your friends you hung out a couple of years and they kind of moved on. Is that also kind of a thing that makes you such a good, loyal friend? Because the friends you have now, you're kind of like, all right, well, I'm going to be present. And if that's wrong, you can,
Maybe.
Okay.
They're kind of, there's layers to that. Like,
okay.
When I lived in Kentucky for 10 years on and off, I had a massive circle of friends. And a lot of them passed away, and a lot of them just kind of went on to do their own thing. And it got to the point where after I moved, it ended up being that I was the only one reaching out to hit anybody up. Like, communication's a two-way street. I'm not going to beg to keep a friendship alive. So 90% of those people I don't talk to anymore, even though I used to see them every day and considered them like family. But once I moved away and I had nothing to offer, then like, oh, you can't come over and give me a blunt to make a graphic, so I have nothing for you. Like, okay, well then fuck you too, bro. Like, that's what it was. Like, I was convenient for you. Right. So the people that I am loyal to and attach myself to are the ones that it's a give and take relationship. It's not what can you do for me, it's what can we do for each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that one of the things that makes it, does it make it hard for you to I don't want to say judge friendships like you don't know people, but do you find it that you are over nice, and then when you find out people aren't where you're at, that you got to knock them down?
That's been the case in the past. I don't think so anymore. I kind of go into relationships as I don't have expectations. We're going to see how it happens. If you're the kind of person I want to be around, then I'll be around no matter what. So I've kind of gotten away from that whole, oh, let me just be there for you from the jump. Like, you gotta be someone that I want to be there for.
Right. You had mentioned music. What do you dabble in terms of music, sir? What role do you play? Do you create? Do you engineer? Do you just dance? Do you do rap battles? Do you do breakdance battles?
Well, I can go ahead and shut down any notion of dancing whatsoever.
So you're a big dancer. Okay, what else?
Yeah. No, I got into it actually starting in the rap battle community online back in like 1998 or something. And that was all just text. It was just lyrics, because I've always been a writer. Journalism was my path at one point. And I was a creative writer, and I was a huge hip hop fan. So I found an online community where it was rap battling. So I started doing that, and I was only like 14. And it got to a point where I was scheduled for one battle, and the guy was like, I don't want to do rap. I want to do audio. And I was like, what? Like, you want me to actually fucking spit?
Uh-huh.
But he gave me the basics of audio engineering and showed me how to do it. And once I started mixing and figuring out how to manipulate audio to reach certain tones and sounds, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I actually really like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I started honing my craft as an audio engineer. And that was what got me started in music. And then when I moved to Texas, I really got into chopped and screwed music.
Okay.
And I taught myself how to do that.
That chick. What that chick?
Yeah.
From us. Oh, that's what that was, right? That was chopped and screwed?
No, that was just crump.
Same difference. Just kidding.
Nah.
I was joking.
So I got into that, and then it was never really like a serious thing for me until I first moved to Kentucky. And then I go, oh, fuck Mike Jones. I have personal beef with him. I'm not getting into that. But when I moved to Kentucky, I see you taking notes.
Of course.
I got up with a bunch of like the local artists there and started engineering for them. And then met up with other engineers who were giving me pointers and everything. And I became the chopped and screwed dude and started to get a little bit of a following. And then I started doing graphics for everybody. So it came to a point where me and my roommate were like a one-stop shop. Like I would do the graphics and the recording and the engineering and the chopped and screwed, and then we would print their album covers and flyers and do their CD reproductions.
You like a one-man label.
Yeah, you could come to us and we would do everything for your project.
Wow.
And it was like, that's what got me into it. And then since I was working so closely with these artists, when they would go to do shows and go on tour and shit, I started going with them everywhere. And then I became a promoter, and it was that was my entire life. It was music. And that went on for a good 10 years. Like that was my life. I was barely scraping by, but it was what I loved to do. But it got to a point where it started feeling like a job. And then the heroin highway and the pill pipeline and all that shit started coming up. And I was in Kentucky. It was bad there. So most of the people I worked with were either getting hooked, dying, or turning to dealing. And I was like, I'm done with this life. And that's why in 2016, I found the job I'm currently in and came down here, and I really haven't touched music since.
Before we talk about your job, and I say job in quotes because I feel like you've got 50 jobs. You said that you went to college for journalism and creative writing. We've never had this conversation.
So, that I went to college is very loose.
Okay.
I went to Stephen F. Austin State University for one semester, dropped out, and then 4 years later went to Sullivan University, dropped out. So I have like 12 credits, man. I don't have a college thing.
How'd you land on journalism? Was it because you liked writing, or was it because you wanted to be a journalist?
It was both. It started in high school. I was the editor of the high school paper. I wrote for the military paper that served like 8 different bases.
Oh, nice.
So that was kind of the path. And then also when I was in Kentucky, I co-founded and was editor of a magazine that focused on entertainment, style, fashion, things like that.
Oh.
So I did that for a few years. But then I kind of got away from the writing aspect and started focusing straight on music.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, I just got tired of it. It started feeling like a job, and I was done. But I was a 3-time nominee for Kentucky's Graphic Designer of the Year at the Kentucky Music Pool Awards.
Oh, that's
I will say
awesome.
that.
All right, we're gonna get into the graphic design. Relax. I know. Listen,
I'm just saying.
you got a lot of stuff going on, bro. So you had said that you write. Do you still write? And what was your preferred genre when you were creative writing?
I do not anymore.
Okay.
And I see Jimmy in the chat trying to activate Winter Soldier over here. Not going to happen tonight. I didn't really have a genre. If I had an idea, I wrote it.
Okay. So you were kind of like just free verse, free form. That's awesome.
Sometimes it was short stories. Sometimes it was poetry.
I know a poet.
Oh, yeah. A kill it.
So
I got 3 books, man. I know.
I got to send you the new one.
Most definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to work that out. What is that's right, Gregory. Jake has to talk his shiznick. What is if you wrote a book about your life, what would the name of the book be? What chapter would you be on? And who would write the foreword for you?
The name of the book. A Journey into Darkness and Back.
Oh.
The chapters, some of those chapters would be empty because I don't remember them for certain reasons. That
certain proclivities.
Yeah. I would say right now I would hope I'd be like halfway through, like chapter 20 or something. I don't know. Writing the foreword, I would want it to be someone who knows absolutely nothing about me and just gets Cliff's notes. So I just want to see what they would say. Or someone that I met at a bar once.
Oh, that would be fat. That would be dope. That would be real dope. Now, in that same vein.
Wait, hold on. I got a different title.
Your show.
Well, it's your show, but
it's my show, but you're the guest.
It'd be called Whatever the Fuck Ever. Because that's kind of been my approach to life.
I can see that. Conversely, if you did an album.
I've done 4.
Okay. If you did an album right now, what genre would it be? Would you be the performer on it? And who would you have be a co-performer if you could have somebody?
Well, let's see. I would probably go back to my Chopped and Screwed compilations.
Okay.
I would probably feature on 1 or 2 songs as a performer. And I would probably have Nappy Roots as the artist because I know them.
Dope.
I traveled with them. I've done so many shows. I've worked with them before. I just not on any of my stuff. Like that's how Be Still was on Blurs in the Hood the other week because I introduced them.
Oh, that's what's up.
So I've worked with them on some of their stuff, but they've never been on anything that I've done.
Look at you dropping jewels upon jewels upon jewels.
Or Jadakiss, man. He was the best person I ever interviewed for that magazine.
Jadakiss is the man.
I mean, he's a little dude, but he's thick. He's fucking swole. He came in to give me dap and damn near dislocated my shoulder. but it was the best interview I've ever done. And I've interviewed him, Nappy Roots, Charlie Boy, BG from Cash Money.
Okay.
Which that one was tough. That one was a Skype call that I had to record because it was when he was real deep into heroin. And I had to listen to everything like 50 times and just guess at what he was trying to say. That one was rough.
Who were your musical influences? Who did you kind of listen to and be like, oh, this is who, not want to be like, but kind of kept your battery going?
Obviously, Swisher House for the chopped and screwed portion of it. But the group that really got me into hip hop, because like I said, growing up in Germany, we didn't really have hip hop radio. So I pretty much grew up on like 70s, 80s, like classic rock and things like that. And whatever was popular at the time in the pop genre. So when I came to Tennessee for 6th grade, that's when I found Bone Thugs. I was like, oh shit. And then Crucial Conflict, Twisted, Tupac, 8 Ball, MJG, UGK, Outkast, mostly Southern and Midwest were what really got me going.
That's a very diverse group to be listening to Tupac and Chopped and Screwed. That's awesome. Do you have a dream collaboration? Go back in the studio for not an album, one song.
Anthony Hamilton.
Charlene Anthony Hamilton? Are you singing or is he singing?
He's singing.
I like it. All right. I don't want to deprive the people, but as being that you're the international man of mystery and have 43 different jobs, what do you do?
I work.
I know you work in some kind of capacity with the military and armed forces or something to that effect.
It's not as serious as a lot of people think it is, but
it's very serious.
I am a technical writer, graphic designer, and training developer for Army surveillance aircraft. So I write the operator manuals.
You can get me a drone?
No, I don't. No, this is for fixed wing, not UAV. But I write the operator manuals where it teaches pilots how to use the equipment in the cockpit and the backseat operators how to use the surveillance equipment. I write the training development courses that teaches them how to do it. And I do all the graphic design for all of it.
That's awesome. So, do you like that?
I didn't think I was going to, but I fucking love it. And
Gregory is correct. It does sound like Shields. You're Jay Colson. I got it. Go ahead, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I know. It was something I never expected to do. But like I said, when I was getting tired of everything in Kentucky, I got sent the link for this job posting about writing and graphics. And I was like, well, I write and do graphics. I know nothing about this field of work. I know nothing about these aircrafts, but I'll put it in there, whatever. And it just so happened that the program manager of it loved the fact that I had only done journalism and graphic design for music. So like when I had to send in examples, I was sending them like club flyers and album covers and shit. And he was like, that's exactly what I want. I want a fresh set of eyes because everything the Army has been doing since the 80s has looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
Everybody's bored with it. We can't keep the attention. I want someone who doesn't know anything about this to come in and give it a fresh perspective. So it was me and two other people, by far the youngest in the company.
Mm-hmm.
And we just came in and fucking set it on fire. And what was supposed to be an 8-month contract turned into 6 years.
That's awesome. That is real awesome.
And he said the reason that he hired me was because when I did the interview on the phone, he said, "Why do you want this?" I said, "I'm hungry to prove what I can do. I'm tired of doing the same old shit. I want to prove that I can do something." And he was like, "That's what did it. That's what got you the job."
Wow. Look at you being inspirational. Giving your speeches. I do have, you were nominated for a graphic design award 3 years in a row for Kentucky. Please elucidate. Oh, I'm sorry, so that's pretentious of me. Could you please explain?
I think we had a conversation about elucidate before, didn't we?
A brief one, but yes.
Yeah. I prefer elaborate, but so there's a group in Kentucky that, like, most of the DJs that are prominent they make this group up, and I was invited to be a part of it, but I declined it. But every year they hold an award show, and all the it's all for strictly Kentucky artists and graphic designers and videographers and everybody that's involved in it. So I kept getting nominated for it, but I never deserved it. The people who won were the ones that helped me further my craft and showed me and taught me how to do things. And even for some of my mixtape covers, I went to them for it. So it would have been weird if I would have won,
or it would have been deserved.
But it was always a fun award show. Like Nappy Roots was always there.
That's awesome.
Mims showed up. Young Jock showed up. Like there was always people there, and it was always a major event.
How did you get into graphic design? Did you just kind of start and like, oh, I'm going to learn this? Did somebody take you under their wing and say, hey, little Jakey, I'm going to help you and show you how to...
No, it was in high school, probably my junior year. I had an idea of something that would be able to make fun of a lot of my friends. And I was like, I didn't know graphic designers or anything back then. And so I downloaded Photoshop and started messing with it, started figuring things out. And I was self-taught until I went to Kentucky and I started meeting people that were showing me things. And that was when YouTube actually started having started existing. And, people would put out tutorials and I would do that. So other than the few people who helped me figure some things out, I'm completely self-taught.
You have your hand in a lot of things. You have your own show.
Well, no, I don't.
You have your own network?
No.
You have your own channel?
Nope.
So then tell me what you do.
I am part of Call to Action podcast.
Explain that for me, sir.
So Call to Action,
simple-minded people.
Call to Action is started out as a Schmodown reaction show, and there was a show called Chill to Action hosted by the wonderful Danny Joy and the shitty PLD, and they were gonna have Jen Sturger on, and I was like, hey, I know probably more about her than any of y'all do because I'd been following her career and her life and like things that have been going on from the beginning. And so I made a thumbnail for it and they were like, holy shit. And after that, I was a guest host on that one. And we talked a little while after that. And I was like, hey, I'm willing to come on and do graphics for y'all. And just kind of be like a consultant behind the scenes and give my thoughts on things. And we started doing that, and then I started filling in as a co-host on certain shows, which ended up leading to me hosting the Schmobates tournament last year. And I do not like being a host on camera. I absolutely fucking hate it. What? I said that from the beginning. I was like, I have no intention on being like a regular host. I prefer being a guest. I can sit here and answer questions. I don't want to be the one asking them.
Everybody knows you for your Schmo affiliates, Schmo Down affiliation. What don't people know about you? I don't mean like Rob Fishbeck hiding people under the house and stuff.
I don't know. I could play saxophone, bass, clarinet, and trumpet.
You play the saxophone, the bass, and the trumpet?
Bass, clarinet, and trumpet.
Oh. So
I really want to disagree with Brandy right here, but I can't.
For which one?
For the Eeyore one.
Here we go with the Eeyore stuff.
But I've been called Eeyore like since 2005, probably.
Wow.
It's just because I'm fucking laid back. I'm relaxed. I don't really have any kind of cadence to my speech.
Because you're mellow.
And I also don't give a fuck.
That's also very true. What I'll let you nerd out a little bit. Just a little bit. Top 5 movies. Regular movies. We'll do comic book movies later.
Regular? Okay, so excluding comic book movies.
If you have a top 5 in your that's a comic book movie, you can put that. But top 5 movies.
So this changes every time I think about it.
Okay.
I see you, Cena. So I would say Shawshank Redemption. This is in no particular order.
All right, Shawshank.
Fuck you, Matt. Shawshank, Godfather Part 2, Goodfellas, Dogma, and God, what do I want at number 5? Snatch.
Snatched. I like it.
And that's favorite, not me saying best, but favorite.
Your favorite.
Go back and rewatch.
So you could watch them 100 times.
I probably have.
Oh wow, Jake. Oh, he does. Yeah. He's not lying. He's not lying. What movie would you say is the best movie you've seen?
Schindler's List.
I've never seen Schindler's List. I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing.
It's not a fun watch, but
oh no. What resonated it with you?
It's just we didn't really get too many or really any movies that specifically dealt with the Holocaust and things that happened, and it did not hold back. And it was the first real like depiction that we had in a major Hollywood blockbuster. We've had plenty since then. The Pianist with Adrian Brody comes to mind, which is a really good one. Jojo Rabbit. But Schindler's List was the first one, and the fact that so many people now, especially young kids, don't really have a grasp on the Holocaust. I think it's very important for them to see that movie and understand that it's real and this is the shit that really happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the importance of it, and with how well done it was, made.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why Steven Spielberg passed on it so many times and said that he didn't feel like he was the right person to make that movie. But I'm glad that he did, because it's brutal, but it's powerful and it's informative.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's not just an important movie, but I think it's probably the best that I've seen. And yes, Jimmy, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is also a very good movie that looks at the Holocaust through the eyes of a young child that's in a concentration camp. It's very good.
Is there a movie that you have taken a lot from? Not Schindler's List, but that maybe you didn't expect to.
Dogma.
Tell me why.
I've never been a religious person ever, but some of the things that they say and the alternative views of how to look at things that are presented in modern religion, I took a lot from it, and I'm not like anti-religion, but that kind of helps shape the way I think about it and the conversations that I have with people when it comes to that.
As we start to wrap up.
God damn, Jimmy.
What happened?
So the last time Chris Rock was funny.
Chris Rock is funny. Who said that? Jimmy? Jimmy's always wrong. Like, Jimmy could run on a political platform of just being wrong.
I can't agree with that. Jimmy's the homie. I will not say that.
Oh, he's a homie. I love Jimmy. Jimmy's my guy. I have to just remind him that he's wrong quite often. Superhero movies, comic book movies, whatever you want to call them. I give you top 5.
Again, in no particular order. Blade 2.
More than one?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to put Into the Spider-Verse up there. Infinity War. The original Iron Man. And for number 5, I'd say for sentimental reasons, Spawn.
Oh, Spawn was awesome. If Spawn would have come out now, I think it would have resonated. It would have had more of an impact. But it was a great movie. I liked it.
Horrible CGI.
Oh yeah,
great movie.
Terrible. Interesting. So, you like Cena asked the question. Matt, can you bring up Cena's question?
I can bring it up.
Do you like Infinity War or Endgame better?
Endgame
better.
I also go back and forth on that, but overall, I think Infinity War. Just because of the shock of everything that happened.
Interesting. Man, usually agree, but I don't know. This is your second take where you... Oh, the animated series was amazing. On HBO,
Oh, yes.
It was awesome. Isn't it McFarlane trying to direct his own? John Bainbridge. That's a great list.
Oh fuck yeah, Logan's up there.
What about
too.
Dark Knight?
No.
You don't like Dark Knight?
I would probably put. I didn't say I didn't like.
Oh
it,
no, I was asking.
I would put Batman Begins above it.
Oh,
I just because I like the story and the origin.
That's true. Best Joker so far on screen.
You?
Well, obvious. I'm sorry. Second best, sir. I appreciate the acknowledgement.
Does it have to be movies?
If you want to do it, I'm not an animated person, but you can do animated if you want. This is your question.
I was gonna say Cesar Romero, but
okay. He is with his mustache. I loved it.
Yeah.
Just because you have the same mustache. Who's a brown noser? I don't understand.
She's talking about me saying you're the best Joker.
He literally says that all the time without any provocation. Cena. Let's see.
Okay, after Cesar Romero, if I'm going strictly movies, it's Jack Nicholson.
Okay. I know people say that.
Yeah, this people.
No, I know. I agree with you that you said it. Did you see the new Batman yet?
I have not. I'm gonna wait for streaming. I'm not.
Oh, it comes out next week, I think.
Yeah, I'm not really into DC like that.
Interesting. You're a Marvel person or other?
I'm an MCU person, not a Marvel person.
MCU, Marvel. Okay, so what are your 5 favorite Marvel movies then?
Movies? Or movies and TV shows?
Movies and TV shows. Thank you, Matt.
Well, Infinity War, definitely.
I mean, I guess you got to pick one.
I would say Deadpool. Logan.
Jimmy, he didn't just name his favorite MCU movies.
Well, you said Marvel.
I know. Jimmy thinks he's right. I was just go ahead. Deadpool. I'm listening. I'm sorry. I apologize for interrupting.
Okay, yeah, Infinity War, Logan, Deadpool. If we're counting it, Into the Spider-Verse.
Sure.
And I'm gonna say Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I like Falcon and the Winter Soldier a lot. I mean, I could have done without like the first 2 or 3 episodes, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Not that they were bad. I thought the first episode was strong. But I think that's all the Marvel movies. Have you been watching Moonlight?
Moon Knight, yeah, I've seen the first 2.
I saw the first one. I started the second one, but I was like, all right, I see I gotta like pay attention. So
I know absolutely nothing about that character.
So
it's a learning experience.
It's hard. It's really hard to watch it and not.
The second one's a lot easier to understand than the first one.
Okay.
I've heard that the third one is really good, and the fourth one is kind of getting into like the what the fuck territory.
Oh, okay. That's potential. So, 2 more questions.
Lay it on me.
If you had to pick one job to do for the remainder of your existence, which one of your 57 different jobs would you pick?
Oh, it has to be one that I've already done?
You could do it if something different.
Yeah, win the lottery and not do shit.
You could not. You do too much. I'm diametrically opposed to people that say they could not do anything. You could not do anything, sir.
If I had to actually do something, I would want it to be something where I help people. So maybe start a company that helps place veterans in jobs and homes. And also programs Like there was one program that popped up in Kentucky after I forget which natural disaster it was, but they were getting homeless people off the street and taking them. It might have been Katrina, I'm not sure, but taking them down there, and they were working to rebuild homes, clear out debris, things like that, and they gave them accommodations and payment and treated them like people and gave them an actual chance. And they provided them with therapy and rehab or whatever they needed, like to get them back to being seen as people in society. And I would love to do something like that, to give people a second chance at life that feel like they've given up or that the world has given up on them. Everybody deserves to be treated like a human. Everybody deserves to feel like a human. And I would love to do something to help further that along.
I've been working with a bunch of veterans, doing therapy with them, and just to see how much the struggle is for them to come back into just like having like a civilian life.
Yeah,
it's so. I'm working with a guy. He is 68. He's autistic. He has aphasia, something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. He doesn't have a good short-term memory, so he'll literally forget stuff. And he makes lists of things. And never been married, never had kids. And it's just so sad. He served for 38 years. And it was just like, and he's like, and I don't know my roommate. I don't know my people that I served with. I'm just like, oh, I feel for our soldiers when they come back and they have to, just like stop being who they were for 20, 30 years of their life.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to help, man.
Yeah.
If that was my option to just help people.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Well, that's what you do. You do help a lot of people.
In that capacity.
Listen,
not just making thumbnails and shit.
Some people don't know how to do it, and you'd be surprised how much you help. Take your flowers. Just take the praise and say thank you. Whatever. So, last question. You be any superhero or supervillain, who would you be and why? And you can pick both. And, of course, my wife says Batman, because she always says Batman.
Any superhero, who would I be?
Or villain. And you can pick one of each if you want.
I'm going to throw a curveball. Be Oscar Schindler, helping get all those Jews out of Germany.
That's awesome. That's a great answer. You help people. It's in your nature.
He saved so many people. They buried him in a Jewish cemetery in Israel.
Wow.
And every year people come and pay their respects by putting stones on his grave. And it's been 70 years plus. That's a superhero. If you save thousands of people and your legacy lasts almost 100 years, that you are honored every single year, that's better than fucking saving a burning building or some shit.
Helping people is hard. It takes a true commitment to put yourself after somebody else just because they need help.
Yeah.
And as Mr. Nail said, Jake, why are you so bleeping awesome? John Bainbridge with the cosign.
I've been trying so hard to get you to cuss.
I cuss.
I don't fucking believe it.
I don't curse a lot, but I curse. And when he said stand, it was the entire audience. Oh, wow. That's cool. Well, Mr. Jake, as promised, we're going to wrap up. I thank you for your time because, to get you to sit still for an hour and 5 minutes is a monumental achievement. Matt, can you bring up the slate, please? I hope you got the picture. Hope Matt's still there. Yes. So, in 2 weeks, the 23rd, or maybe 3 weeks, Mr. Martinez is going to
spell my name with an L.
Did I? You'll be all right. You know how to spell your name. Danny's going to be here the 23rd, coming back for part 2. And on the 30th, one of my tarot spirit counselor friends, Karika, is going to be on. And then you can take it away. Thank you, sir. The 16th, Discourse. I did it before I knew how to spell your name, but it's okay. I like it. It gives it panache. The 16th, Discourse.
It's my fucking name.
I know. Me and Glenn are going to be discussing in Austin. So far, going to be discussing people that are handy capable. It is Autism Awareness Month. I work with a lot of guys doing therapy, and I've been in the field probably the last 9 years of my 20-year career as a counselor because I'm old. What else are they saying? Oh, everybody's leaving. Yes, Cena. I curse sometimes. Good night. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Anything you want to add, Mr. Jake? I'll let you actually have parting words.
I'm good.
Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you having me on, man. It's always good to see you. This is the longest conversation we've ever had.
I know, it's crazy. We actually learned something about Jake.
You learn what I let you hear.
I know. That's okay. I'm all right with that. That's why when you come back for part 2, we'll get another hour out of you.
Oh Jesus, I gotta do this again.
Another 6 months. You're good. End of the year, we'll plan.
Yeah, pencil it in.
All right, Jake. Thank you.
Hold on. Before you leave, Matt, you really put that up with Iacovetta? You couldn't Photoshop the little bottom part of the L.
No, I did it real quick.
I put up what I'm given.
It's my fault, not Matt.
I have no choice on this show.
Really, Matt? What a jerk.
What was that giggle?
Bye-bye.
So I'll hit you once with the be an anomaly. Joker out.
Don't.